3 times a week. That was, how do you put this? Set us up. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, 15 minutes at 65% of your maximum heart rate. Tuesday, go about your business. Don't change nothing. Just simply apply the day's actions. Wednesday comes, 10 minutes at 75% of your maximum heart rate. Thursday, go about your business, right? No need to necessarily change anything, but of course, because you're trying something new, you might start mentally realizing, oh, watching, the day's events, how am I eating, how am I moving? Friday comes, and here's the killer. Here's the kicker. The 85% for 5 minutes. Now, getting into that level is where it gets challenging because you have to be able to, one, again, build up to it, right? So that you can then sustain the actual 5 minutes, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Mondays, 65%, if I'm in comparison, at 117, right? 117 beats per minute. I'm in that, and it's like a cakewalk. It is a simple, it's not even a jog. You're walking about through the park, watching yourself every now and then take a nice deep breath, even almost boring, but for the sake of learning how your body responds to stress, and in the simplest of ways, you do it as it stands. So it might take like a minute or two, 3 or 4 minutes to get your heart rate to 65 and then sustain it there, right? Because then I have to press down on the level of the machine or raise it back up, all depending on how much I can, feel it, right? And feeling it is monitoring it, whether I have my watch or my heart rate monitor. Day two, that Wednesday, same. 75%. Now this feels like significant work, right? Here's you experience it, but it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes of that tension is what you're looking to experience for that day, right? As you know, Friday comes up. However long to get to 85% of your maximum heart rate is probably very easy, right? Because if any of us have not been conditioned, doing something rigorously will really shoot that heart rate up and start to feel uncomfortable. But you remind yourself that it's 5 minutes. So if it takes a minute to get to 80, and I'll even adjust that, maybe not 85, 80%, right? 80% of your maximum heart rate, and then sustain that for the actual 5 minutes, whew, you up, pat yourself on the back. You did something very difficult, right? You did something very difficult, but also doable, right? It's difficult while still being attainable. Is it uncomfortable? Yes, but it will show you what you might be lacking in terms of intensity when it comes to working out, right? But because, again, what was the premise of this video? What's the minimum amount of work that I can do to succeed and or see results physically? Well, I'm telling you, again, the version of 3 days: Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now, I like to do the 5 days, so I'm doing 5 days right now. What does that mean? That means the only thing that changes is that now I have 3 days to kind of prep myself for the two really big work days. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, those are 15 minutes at 65% of my maximum heart rate. Well, then I have fourth day, that is 75%. Now I'm kind of primed, right? I've had 3 days of checking out what it feels like to be at 65. Come that fourth day, boom, I'm really working now. And still, that work is much more tolerable. You're like, wow, that's just pretty good. I feel like I got to work out. And you did, but that fifth day, that Friday, right? That last day is going to really show you your grit, right? And it'll teach you something, because that from there you'll know if it might be something else, right? If it might be, some psychological changes that need to happen first, because it does. That's what it is. That 85% is a brutal, and not I wouldn't say brutal. It's brutal, but doable, right? Dang difficult, but totally doable. And does 5 minutes? You don't got 5 minutes to try really hard at something? At something that is physical, right? But that same feeling that happens when we're doing the physical is doing anything difficult in this world, having a hard conversation, asking for your needs, standing up for yourself. A bunch of difficult things we have to do in life. Life is full of hard things. If we can figure out how to do them, right, they'll help us solve all the worldly problems. So, by all means, please ask questions. I'll write it down in the notes. And this is my second time recording this. The first time I lost all the audio. I hope there's audio in this one, but I guess it was again ebb and flow. The universe wanted me to do this again. Maybe this was a better explanation. All good things. All good things.